All right. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Why the Hell Not. I am your host, Anthony, joined by...
Your other host, Tyler.
And this is a kind of late podcast, you know?
Yeah, we skipped a week.
We did, but, it kind of gives us some time to look around and see what's going on in life and see what we can either joke about or laugh about or bring up.
Last week, I was working a bunch. You guys had a game again.
Finally.
You were sick. Not with COVID, though.
Right.
Not with COVID.
Right.
You get tested all the time. Not COVID, so anybody listening, don't freak out. You didn't have COVID. You were sick. You had a game, practices. Yeah, a lot was happening last week.
Right.
So.
It was hectic, but got through it.
Yeah, thankfully.
Here we are now on a Tuesday night.
Tuesday? Today's Tuesday. I feel like Tuesday's a good night to do it.
Well, I feel
Taco Tuesday?
Well, not just that. Ooh, not just that, though. Shout out, what was it, Party Next Door and Drake? What was it, a club going up on a Tuesday?
Oh, you're right. No, it was I Love Mackinnon.
Oh, shit.
My
bad.
I thought you were talking about Wednesday night.
Wednesday? Oh, no.
But it's Wednesday. It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday, yeah. No, my bad. It's been a while since I heard that song.
All right, bro. I got a little shower thought for you.
All right, shoot
So the shower thoughts are like those things we've seen like on TikTok, like the guy like in the mirror and stuff, and he says all this stuff that's just like it blows your mind.
Right.
So I got a couple. So this one says, "Go to bed, you'll feel better in the morning." It's just the human version of, "Did you turn it off and try to turn it back on again?" See, it's a good one. I think it makes a lot of sense. It's funny.
It do be making sense though.
It's funny. This is the one I was talking about that we could like lead this into something else. This says, "Why can theme parks snap crystal clear pictures of you on a roller coaster at 70 miles an hour,
Right.
but a bank can't get a clear shot of a robber standing still at the front counter?"
Ooh!
I was thinking about that the other day because like at my work too, I looked at our security cams and I'm like, dude, like it's so like why are the cameras so shitty? You know, like it is 2020. There are, like you said, you can get cameras, you can get pictures of people at 70-mile-an-hour roller coasters perfectly. Like you can get their reactions and everything.
Yeah.
I don't understand why stores and all that.
Well, not just that. Like even like sports. I mean, you got these people on the sidelines.
You got slow-mo replays.
I know.
Yeah.
Ball looks perfect spinning.
Yeah, it don't make any sense. But that's what I was talking about. Like, I think it leads into a bigger thing. Like, and that's why I said like conspiracy theories. I'm not actually talking about like real conspiracy theories, and like I don't really believe in much of it. But it's like it's so weird that like things like that happen. Like I know I sent you that TikTok of the fly on Mike Pence's head and stuff,
right, yeah.
And it's like I don't think that's real, but it makes a lot of sense, and I think that. That's something that somebody would be so smart to do that it makes too much sense that like there's no way that nobody's ever thought of that. Basically what it said was that it was this company that said they get hired and they make little flies like prototypes and they fly it onto celebrity or like mostly politicians actually like heads and stuff to like create a distraction like what happened during the vice president debate and they said like that fly was on Mike Pence's head for 2 minutes. Does anybody remember what he said during those 2 minutes? Like, no, everybody was focused on the fly. And, I mean, I'm pretty sure the video was fake or I don't believe it. But stuff like that, it's like, I don't believe in that instance. But, like, the world is such a crazy place. And there's so many things in, like, technology that are so advanced that, like, it wouldn't surprise me if stuff like that exists.
I mean, it definitely could. I mean, just technology is always evolving. But I mean, something like that's like...
perception is everything.
Yeah.
Perception is everything. And like they said, like, they're like, it really is supposed to take away from what they're actually saying. It distracts you.
Right.
And people are so, especially in situations like that, it goes right over your head. Like, you don't even think twice about it.
Right.
So stuff like that is just crazy to me.
Yeah, that's some wild stuff.
Same thing with the cameras, like, why is that? Like, why is it that important places that, like, get robbed all the time and, like, stores and, gas stations or banks have that crappy camera quality, black and white, doesn't even have color. It's black and white. It's that choppy slow motion,
Right.
And, like, I don't understand that. There's so many high-tech cameras. And obviously every, place with surveillance footage can't put in high-tech cameras and, like, $1,000 security cameras.
Yeah, but I mean, like, even if, like, you could still get, like, the cheapest, probably, portable camera.
Yeah, you could duct tape a freaking Logitech webcam and you get a better picture.
You'd still get a pretty good...
Doesn't make any sense.
...quality picture, but...
Yeah, stuff like that drives me crazy. I don't understand it, but...
You include the conspiracy theory song now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could talk about conspiracy theories, I guess.
I mean, we could.
Some.
Like, realistically, it's
Th-
not
that-
like
'cause
it's not like it's negative or anything.
There's definitely some to me that like are just too good to be true or too good not to be true. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
there's some, but then there's some that like, you know, unsolved mysteries and stuff, like John Benet Ramsey and Madeline McCann. Did you see that thing on Netflix? I tried to watch it. It was too boring. It was like the girl, probably like 2010, I think it was. Mm-hmm. She was like, they were on vacation in like Greece or something, like
Right.
in a European country. And the parents, their hotel room was like right next to the pool. So they left their 2 kids sleeping in the hotel room. They were out by the pool, like just, you know, having a couple of drinks, hanging out. And they had like a group of like 5 or 6 people, and they were taking turns every like 15 minutes going back to the room just to make sure they're like asleep, everything's okay, you know, they don't need anything. And I think it was the aunt of the girl, went back at one point, and the one girl was gone. The other child wasn't. But the one little girl was gone, and like still to this day they haven't found her. They don't know what happened to her. Wow. Stuff like that, just crazy. Then obviously John Benet Ramsey, it's been like decades now where nobody knows what happened, really. It's crazy. Do you have any that you like believe in? Or that you think are like really fascinating?
I'm pretty basic when it comes down to it, and it's just the whole extraterrestrial life.
Yeah.
They just I think announced today, like the Israeli government just said that there's extra life out there.
Yeah, 100%.
In other, you know, different universes. For me, I think but it also makes me think back to like the Lil Dicky song, the Pill Talk thing, where it's like, do you think they'd be like cool with us, or do you like kind of think
they'd come down and try to destroy us and like take over our planet? I remember I said to you a couple weeks ago, I said, "Hey, bro, Star Wars could be real.
It really could be,
like,
dude.
There are it literally starts off a galaxy far, far away. There are so many galaxies and shit around the solar, the solar system, around space,
right?
Like there are galaxies like so many light years away that there will never ever in history be a time that we can ever explore there.
Right.
And like you never know what's going on. That's why I say like extraterrestrial life. Like there's no way that like, you know, millions and millions and millions and billions and trillions of light years away, there's not another planet where there's like more humans.
Right.
Like, you know, there could be an entire planet just like ours, filled exactly the way ours is with humans or whatever creatures you want to call them.
Right.
And we just don't know about each other because we're so far away and there's no way we could communicate or find each other.
See, and the other thing too that I also think of is like what if, like, not just outside of all these multiple galaxies and universes and stuff, but what if there's like legitimately like a B side of us?
Yeah, like an alternate
like
universe,
there's a
like
whole
somewhere
alternate,
far away.
It's almost like literally like the whole Spider-Verse thing. Like there's more than just one of us. We're like straight up like there's, you know, Anthony Me who's still in school and everything, but then there's Anthony B who's probably rich and famous for all.
He's a rapper. He's a famous
something
rapper
like
now.
that, you know.
Yeah, no, it's weird. I think that same thing. There's so many of those like conspiracy theories. I'm not saying like the, you know, schizophrenic ones where like people think like the government is controlling every single thing we do, because I don't really believe in those necessarily.
Well, I feel like anything with the government, I just at times I literally just really think of it as like it some of the stuff is kind of scary, like when you realize it. Like if you really think like, okay, that NSA thing, like they're constantly listening, but at the same time it's like it's kind of security. Yeah, you know, to me it like kind of makes me feel like, okay, well, what am I hiding? That's
but what kind of what I was saying with like the roller coasters and stuff, like the government is the most high tech. Like they could have access to anything that and never let us know about it.
Right.
Like Area 51, you know? Like nobody knows what's inside there except people in the government, like people that work there or live there or whatever.
Yeah, we just speculate there might be.
Yeah, we just speculate whatever's there. But like that's not saying that maybe, you know, inside the government they do stuff like that. But like I don't really believe in any of it. But you know, like there's people that are like, oh, the coronavirus vaccine is like gonna be, you know, especially if like Joe Biden makes everybody take it, like makes it necessary, like you have to take it. Oh, this is the government way, they're gonna keep track of you now. And it's like, I don't believe in that. No. Like, do I believe that that is something that genuinely they could pull off? Like, yeah, because I think that they have so many resources that we don't even know about. Right. Which is crazy.
Well, dude, I mean, let's be honest. The only thing that's at Area 51, it ain't even aliens, bro. You know what it is? Mm-hmm. It's the 100% hand sanitizer.
Ooh, that's true.
The one that kills all 100% of germs. That's true.
But isn't that 0.01% of germs that's not killed? Isn't that the good germs that like fights all the other ones? So you wouldn't want to kill it? Isn't that why it says that? That's something I read a while ago. I don't know if that's true.
Bro. Last time I checked, I don't be looking at my hand sanitizer going like,
Yeah, no.
You know, I don't feel safe with 99.99% of my germs.
The one like conspiracy theory that I do believe, kind of government related, is the JFK assassination. That was planned. That was a government hit, because if I watched that video, that dude got shot twice. He got shot from 2 different angles. Got shot twice, and they only blamed it on the one random guy, and he got shot, as he was getting arrested. That's one of the ones I truly believe in, because you ever seen the video of his assassination?
Yeah.
He gets shot first, and then he leans forward like he's having a heart issue or something, and then he gets shot from the other angle, which is what killed him. But it's there's literally no explanation for the reason he grabs his chest and leans forward, and then gets shot immediately after. It's it's too good to be true.
I mean, dude, but if it was planned, then then that took some skill.
Yeah, but again,
if it's coincidental.
Yeah, but again, that's just something that the government has. I shouldn't say the government, but agencies like the FBI, I almost just said the CSI.
The CSI.
CSI Miami. What am I looking for?
The CIA.
CIA, there you go. Yeah, CSI. The CIA, stuff like that. I think they have, obviously they have the smartest, most advanced people in the world working for them. Yeah. So there are so many things that I think they do that nobody would ever find out about. Nobody could ever replicate. So I don't know. I definitely don't believe that the government's tracking us and trying to control everything that we do, which has been thrown around a lot in the last year because of everything going on. I do think there is some sort of stuff to it, but I'm not they're only just trying to see how far they can take this thing. I don't believe in that.
Dude, for me, in the end, we live in one of the freest countries in the whole world. Oh yeah,
there's no better place to live.
Regardless at this point, dude, here. Someone could probably come up on TV and be like, yeah, we've been tracking you guys for 12 years, and all that's gonna pop into my head is, okay.
It's life, bro. Sometimes life sucks.
It ain't what it is, but yeah, no, dude, just again though, just that constant wondering of information, it drives everybody, but I don't know, I feel in the end everything's, if it's not meant to be out, there's no reason to go and dig it up.
Exactly. That's what I agree with. Is there are things that should be left unknown, or things that you don't want to learn.
Right.
There's always been a couple that I've had on top of my head, but even in your personal life, sometimes there's things that happen that you're just it's probably better that I don't. Whoa, I almost just dropped my phone. It's probably better that you don't know.
Right.
And because you said, sometimes it's just better left
sometimes
untouched.
Sometimes leaving that part of the book untouched doesn't butterfly effect the rest of the book.
For example, imagine they do have aliens inside Area 51, right? The same aliens that we depict in movies, the green ones with the big heads and the big old black eyes. Right. Yeah, they have those in Area 51. Imagine they come out and say, yeah, we got those. Mass hysteria. It's it's not even, there's no reason for us to know that.
Right.
We'll never know.
And but in the end, I guess we wait to see.
Yeah, I don't doubt. We're
in the Futurama.
Yeah, we're gonna live into the 2060s. That's gonna be nuts. Technology's gonna be crazy by then.
Get my own Rodriguez Bender robot.
Yeah, but it's gonna be nuts, bro. There's gonna be stuff like that. Yeah, it's just crazy. I got more shower thoughts though. If you want to hear some.
All right, go for it.
Because these are funny, I think, and they really make you think. This one says, "Earth is like a guy who knows exactly where to stand next to a bonfire."
Earth is like a guy
who knew exactly where to stand during a bonfire. He knows exactly, he's not too far to where it's not hitting him, but he's not too close where it's burning him. He's just right.
Okay.
And that's planet Earth. It's
kind of bad. I got one for you. Shout out Childish Gambino.
Go ahead.
That really the day you're born is the start of your death sentence.
That's facts. That is
true. That is very true.
Today is the oldest you've ever been, but also the youngest you will ever be again.
Ooh, or how about this one? The oldest photo of you is actually the youngest you.
Exactly. That's true. See, it's blowing my mind. Yeah, I can't really find any more fun ones. I thought these were going to be more fun. History classes are only going to get harder as time goes on.
That's true. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to feel bad for the people that take history for 2020.
Dude, oh my God. Our grandchildren, Oh my god,
dude! One unit is gonna take the whole class year.
Yeah. Well, see, like, because I think it was like what 2 years ago that they just started teaching 9/11 in school.
Did they really?
Yeah, it was recently, like within the last couple of years, they started teaching like about 9/11 in history classes in elementary school and stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So like
I felt like they already kind of were teaching that with us though when we were there.
Really? I don't really remember it.
But I do remember like our books were old as hell. Like I do remember like in our books we were just getting ready for the Desert Storm. Learning.
Yeah, I think that's what part of it was like they were starting to print it into history books.
Oh, okay.
9/11.
Because I know for sure like us growing up, like when we were in school, I do remember like every September 11th if we were in class.
Oh yeah, they would do something big on the announcements and stuff. Yeah, so. Which is crazy. Yeah. Speaking of 9/11. I shouldn't even say that. That's a terrible transition.
That was the weirdest freaking.
I should have said. Speaking of New York, oh, that was terrible. Oh my god, that was horrible.
It's like the Ted scene.
Yeah, this isn't even like it's not even related really, but I just bought a bunch of New York stuff from Puma. Yeah, they have a new New York collection going on,
right?
And there's a bunch of different stuff. Like it's so cool.
So now you're gonna actually look like you're from New York.
Yeah, I'm gonna start repping. I'm start repping from where I'm from.
Hey man, you just gotta start bumping Pop Smoke though.
I was listening to Yonkers by Tyler the Creator on the way here.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, that's where I was born. That's my hood. No, I'm just kidding.
That's my hood. Shout out to Greenlands.
That's my part of the boroughs, you know.
Shout out the dirt lot down in Tucson.
Oh boy, yeah. No, Tucson, no bueno. I was looking at some T-shirts today for the game this week.
Okay, all right.
I saw one that literally just said "Give U of A back to Mexico" or "Give Tucson back to Mexico." I thought that was funny. And then there's still that shirt that I don't know why I never bought it, but it's like it's got the dotted line around Tucson and it says "Make America Great Again, Build the Wall," or "Make Arizona Great Again, Build the Wall," and it goes around Tucson. I love that. I think it's so funny.
Hey man, well I mean,
and we can talk about that game this week,
dude. I know, and that was the thing is, I was talking to my dad earlier about it, and he sent me a meme of what U of A fans would say to. ASU fans, which is you can't spell basura without ASU, which for those that don't know, basura in Spanish means trash.
Mm-hmm. Well, so the fact that you have to go to another language to talk crap is concerning. But
from there, I went and sent him 2 memes in regards to he went, ouch, don't you think that's too much? And I said, no, this is the only week in Arizona State history
that matters.
It doesn't matter what sport.
And especially this year where, like I said, like the games that you guys played this year is just all exhibition games.
Right.
This week matters.
Yeah, this is like the Super Bowl.
Yes, no, that's what I told you yesterday. Like, I was watching the game this weekend, like, obviously cheering for the game. Like, I want them to win. But, like, when they lost, it was kind of like, whatever, Like, it's not a big deal. This season, we're going to play 4 games total, maybe 5.
Right.
So it's like, it's not really... It's not like we're going anywhere. It's not going to win championships or anything. It's literally just exhibition tune-ups. But, yeah, no, I was like, I'll be screaming at the TV on Friday like it's the damn Super Bowl. Because it is.
It's hate week.
Dude, I remember when I worked there, it was Todd Graham's last year before we played UVA.
Right.
It was... Because my first year was we had a home game. So I had my first and third year, we had home games, obviously. And then my middle year was the big comeback at U of A. But that first year, it was Friday before the game. I'm sure you guys still do like walkthroughs, the game walkthroughs, like on the big field, like the day before. Yeah,
it'd be on like on Thursday.
Yeah, so we were doing that. And I don't know how this happened, but some people got into the stadium and were like setting you see like, do they still in the stadium right now have like those cushioned seats?
I think
the ones you put on a bench.
Yeah, no, I think Land took them down, but okay. I know what you're talking about.
They have those over the stadium. These people got in the stadium the day before the game to move those seats, like that strap to the benches, to where their seats were. As we were practicing and getting ready for the game, and Coach Graham started going ballistic. He was like, "Who are they? They're spying. Get them out of here. Why are they in here?" He starts yelling, and people, and like some coaches on the field, like were looking up to them and like screaming, like, "Get out of here! You're not supposed to be here. Get out of here." I was like, dude, we're taking this seriously. Damn.
Dude.
But because it's the rivalry and because both schools take this rivalry so seriously and they want to beat each other, like stuff like that happens. If everything goes well, it should be like a 50-point win on Friday.
Yeah, well, technically looking at the schedule from the beginning of the year,
it
looked like a 7-0 record.
Yeah, I agree. But,
with the
2020.
toughest game being USC.
Week 1 and that we should have won. Yeah.
So
2020. There's 2020 for you.
No kidding. But anyway, but yeah, no, dude, hate week. It's hate week.
It is.
Odd though, it's hate week in December.
Yeah, that's not right. It's always the week before Thanksgiving.
Right.
Or is it after?
No, it's literally the week of Thanksgiving.
Week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because it's like Thanksgiving's Thursday and then we play on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because I remember we always practiced on Thanksgiving every
And not
year.
just
And it was
that,
always the
I always miss the game. Like, this is actually the first
that's
time
true.
in my whole time being at Arizona State, I'm actually going to be able to physically watch ASU and U of A play.
Yeah. Well, and
Not
think
just that
about
financial field.
Yeah, the thing about this year is you're going to be one of the only people to physically watch the game because there's not a lot of people allowed
Limited
inside.
edition.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that'll be crazy. But, yeah, I have a couple of things written down. More kind of blasts from the past.
All right.
Because I know the other night when your internet was messing up, and I said we should turn this to a drinking game and just take shots every time your internet cuts out. And every time he came
we'd
back,
be done by the third fucking cut.
yeah, every time he got kicked out, we started playing like alcohol themed songs. So like Shots by LMFAO and like Swimming Pools by Kendrick Lamar, Tequila. Yeah, we started playing songs like that. But that made me think about, and I watched the music video to this song. Like, do you remember like LMFAO and like how popular they were during our elementary school
for me,
days?
you want the truth? My memory of LMFAO is the fact that they popped up out of nowhere with, what is it? The Shuffle?
The Party Rock Anthem.
Yeah, that just out of nowhere.
They should be credited for like adding to the beginning of like rave culture, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Because
I mean,
look at
what people. Well, not just that. Look at what they were wearing.
That's also true. Yeah, they
That
really
was
should
like
be
pre-rave,
credited
man.
with
That
the
was-
beginning of rave culture. 100%.
Yeah, and then the Shuffle was just, that's a big milestone in every rave.
Yeah.
Every rave, you go to any rave, somebody's shuffling.
Exactly, it's a staple.
You know?
You're always gonna see it.
Yeah, dude, LMFAO, dude, like, out of nowhere, these two people just sorry for party.
Yeah, but they had but like again, they were those people where it was like everything they put out in those like 2 or 3 years, it was a hit every time. Every time there was a new LMFAO song, it was on the radio and it was being played at parties and all that stuff. I don't know who to really like compare them to nowadays, but you know, it was automatic. I know we were talking yesterday too, like about like one hit wonders and stuff. It's just crazy to see how far things like that go. And like we said, like Chief Keef, he had Love Sosa in 2012 and he's released, what did I say, like 50-something albums, 50-something projects.
Yeah, you said some kind of number, and in my head, I'm like...
He's got like 50-something projects since 2012, and I've never heard a single song. Like, that's one-hit wonder territory right there. But, yeah, I mean, you never know what's going to happen, I guess.
Exactly.
I had on here, too, I was going to talk about my 7th grade suspension.
Okay.
That I guess you weren't really a part of, but you were in school with me, so I don't know if you remember the whole story.
I mean, kind of, sort of. The thing was, as you've already broken it down, not as a big spoiler, but, you know, it's going to be involving a sport that I tried out for but didn't make, so.
So, anyway, the whole story goes like this. So, it was probably towards the end of the first semester, and in elementary school, I was in band, and I played the drums. So, like, I played, well, it was percussion, because you played, like, the xylophone sometimes and stuff like that. So, I didn't play, like, the tuba or the trumpet or anything. I played the percussion.
Right.
And so, our teacher at the time, our band teacher, was having a baby. So, she was out for, you know, a couple months, like, on the long-term sub thing. So, we had a long-term sub. But she was pretty nice. Like I kind of liked her. She was one of those teachers that, like, the bad kids would piss off, and she'd get pretty strict. But it was because, like, the bad kids were pissing her off and, like, acting up because she was the substitute teacher.
Right.
And I hate people like that. It drives me crazy. But, so anyway, I remember there was a day we went into band, and this is kind of playing into what I'm talking about. There's a day we went into band, and everybody was just being obnoxious, like, because we have a substitute teacher. Everybody is sitting in the classroom, just blaring their instruments, not playing, nothing, like absolutely nothing. And I literally remember And I mean, I don't think it's one of those things. I should say, I know it's not one of those things like your memory alters over time. I physically remember walking into that class and like being annoyed that everybody was doing it.
Right.
So I said, you remember Eric, right?
Right.
Eric and I were both playing the same. So we were both playing the snare drum on the same song. So I was like, bro, like let's just practice our parts. So we had the music in front of us and we started playing. So, and obviously the one instrument that's going to stand out is the freaking drums, right?
Yeah.
Is loud. So we start actually playing our music and like, whatever, like class starts, we do our thing. And I feel like it might have even been a couple days later. I think it was a couple days later. And actually, now I think about it, she wasn't the long-term sub. She was at one point, but she would always substitute our class. So I think my teacher, it was something with my teacher's baby that she had to leave work for the day, and so we had to substitute. So like 3 days later, I get pulled out of class, and they take me up to the front office, and I'm confused. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, and they pull me into the office, and they tell me that I was being like obnoxious and disruptive during band class, and I got a referral written up about me that I didn't even know about. Wasn't talked to, nothing. Like the teacher just wrote it on it and handed it to the office, like didn't pull me aside, nothing. Like
Right.
So all of a sudden I get hit with that. Do you know what the referral said?
No.
Literally, I'm pretty sure, I'm almost 95% positive what was written on the reason: playing the drums loudly. That was it.
Okay.
And I'm like, I said, yeah, because I play the drums. That's my instrument.
Right.
Like, and I tried explaining that to them. I was like, I was actually trying to like, practice my parts because like, we had a concert coming up or whatever. And like, I'm trying to, make sure I know the songs. And they weren't buying it. And me as a little kid, I didn't want to challenge authority, I wasn't going to do that. So I was kind of just agreeing with it. And also I didn't realize all of the dominoes that were going to fall after this all happened. So basically, we went up to the office same day. We got written up on a referral, and it was like official. Like we got referrals, and we had to serve like in-school suspension for a day or something. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. It was unbelievable for playing on the drums too loudly, and the fact that everybody else in the entire class was doing this, but we were the only two that got picked out of it, was just obnoxious. So. At the time, I was playing, like I was in the band. I had just joined the student council at our school. That was like my first time stepping into that world. Student council, I was in NJHS, which is the National Junior Honor Society. So like I had like above a 3.5 or something, 3.5 GPA.
Right.
And I was on the school basketball team. So with my referral, as part of all the documents you sign, like when you join all those clubs, student council, I was suspended throughout the rest of the semester, which was like a month or two.
Right.
They didn't let me go to any meetings. They didn't let me participate in any activities because I got a referral. The National Junior Honor Society, if you get one referral, you're kicked out completely. So I was no longer a part of that because I got kicked out of the NJHS. And then on the basketball team, same thing. If you get one referral, you're off the team. And the best part is, I won't say their name, but this person... I can tell you afterwards, too. Actually, I can just tell you now, and I'll cut this out later.
Or, I mean, you can tell me after.
Okay, I'll tell you after. But this person was one of the more popular kids at our school. In class, were you in my... I think you were in my class in 7th grade, weren't you?
I was in your science class.
That's right. We were in science class together.
Yeah, we had
So you remember Mr. Pierce. The
Mr. Pierce, yeah,
old
from
guy
Boston.
from Boston who runs the Boston
always did the
Marathon every year.
Yep.
Yeah. So this person that was in our grade, one of the more popular kids, in class, I think flipped him off, gave him the finger in class, but it was not written on the paper as a referral. He went to the basketball coach and said, hey, he's acting out in class. Sit him for a game. And the coach did. He sat him for a game. He said, you need to learn how to act up. But it wasn't a written referral, so he got to stay on the team. Now mine, for banging the drums loudly, was written on a piece of paper, so I got kicked off the team. So that's how that happened. And it gets even better. I'll keep this second part of the story short. This was the only time I ever had problems in school. Like, I never got detention. I never got in trouble, nothing. Like, I was a really good kid, mostly because I had respect for, like I said, respect for authority, and I didn't want to challenge people, and I wasn't a bad kid. I was very cautious of the way I acted. And So this was the one school year that I actually got in trouble, and I got in trouble for nothing. Okay, so the second one, which is the most, I don't want to say like memorable, but I definitely remember this one more, and it just added like salt to the wound. It was now later in the school year. I want to say it was almost at the end of the school year too. We were in PE class, and we were playing kickball in the softball field. And if you remember Desert Harbor, the softball field was right next to that road. So, and guess what? We had a substitute teacher. So, 7th grade kids think it's funny to kick the ball into the street because the substitute teacher has to go get it. They did it like 5 different times. Like, kicked the ball, just picked it up and kicked it into the street. And this was the year that I had just gotten asthma for the first time. Like, it was very hard for me to breathe. Like during the winter time and doing physical activities. So for the day, I was like, I have a note from my doctor like that if I don't want to participate, I don't have to. Right. So I was like, we're playing kickball. We're with a substitute teacher. Like, it's really a day that I can just sit out. So I'm sitting on the bench, and once again, another kid that you can ask me about later. I'll give you his name. I'm sure you remember him. Him and I were friends back then. Like, I haven't seen or heard from him in years, but we were friends back then. And he says, as the substitute teacher is running to get the ball, he screams out loud, "Run, Rocky, run!" And I'm a 7th grader. That's kind of funny, So I started laughing, whatever. And he comes back, and then I got up because I was like, oh, I guess I'll step in, play a couple innings of kickball. We got like 30 minutes left of PE. Yep. So I go out there and I'm standing in line for like my turn to kick, and one of the like teacher aides comes up. Like, there was like the lady who was like with the special ed kids.
Oh yeah, she'd always just watch over.
Yeah. So she came up to me and she's like, "Hey, you come here." And I was like, "Okay." So I come back over to the bench and our principal is standing there, and she's like, "You guys are being absolutely disrespectful to the substitute teacher." And I'm like, whoa, hold on. What? And they're like, oh, like, we heard what you said. You need to, like, whatever I'm like, I didn't say anything. I'm literally just sitting here, like, okay, maybe I laughed, but, like, I didn't contribute to the, I wasn't the one kicking the ball into the street. I wasn't the one yelling things at the guy. So, I remember there's, like, she pulled, like, 5 of us aside, 3 of the kids who were a part of kicking the ball, and 1 kid who was literally, actually no, all of us were like sitting on the bench at the time. And I guess like that teacher aide lady, when she heard what was said, she kind of just turned around and looked who was in that direction and picked us all out. So the principal said, all of you need to write sorry letters and have them on my desk by tomorrow morning. Otherwise, you're getting in school suspension. Wow. And I told my mom the entire situation, and I said, "Mom, I'm not writing a sorry letter because there's nothing for me to apologize about." This was the first time that I remember like actually sticking up for myself. That I was like, I'm not like, I didn't do anything wrong. I don't need to apologize to anybody for anything. Like, I'm not doing it. Right. So I didn't write an apology letter, and as promised, I got in school suspension and a second referral for the year. One of the kids who actually was yelling things and kicking the ball into the street, possibly, I think he was, wrote a sorry letter and got nothing. So, while the official referral report of mine was harassing a substitute or whatever it said, it was actually because I didn't write a sorry letter. So, yeah. So, in 1 year, I got 2 referrals for not writing a sorry letter and banging the drums loudly. Yep. Not flipping off a teacher, not, getting in a fight, stuff like that. No, that's what I got to do before.
See, you got referrals kind of the messed up way. Now, just to kind of, if we're going to talk a little referral talk here, I myself did something in the 6th grade. I don't know if you remember.
I might.
Happened in the library.
Happened in the library.
I don't know why, dude. We were, guys growing up for some reason, just hitting someone right between the legs. It's just comedy,
and especially as elementary schoolers too.
Right.
Like, it was just
it's for some reason it's so dumb, but it was just funny at the time of the age. And I don't know why, but like, I just remember we were in the library. Everyone was just doing their own thing. I remember I just sat in the corner. I was just bored. And for some reason, this one dude, he's a super cool dude. We ended up, I apologized for when it happened, and I was sorry, I was kind to him the rest of the time I've ever been in contact with him. He's a really cool dude. You probably know him. Mm-hmm. He was really good at basketball, pretty much almost every sport.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, for some reason, I decked him right between them.
Just you saying it that way is just so funny, dude. Because I'm picturing the Desert Harbor Library now, and I'm just seeing you just punching the kid square in the nuts. Oh my god! So you got a referral for that?
Well, yeah. I mean, I just punched a dude square in the nuts. But the thing is I remember when it happened. At first, in my head, I'm like, "Yo, this is gonna be so funny," and then it happened. In the back of my head, went, bro, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
And then he's on the ground like he can't breathe.
Yeah.
I just Mike Tyson both of his jewels, and I'm like, bro, oh my god. And so like I'm telling him like, dude, just hit me. I'm doing that big brother thing. Just hit me back, bro. Stop crying.
We'll be even.
We'll be even. Just it's cool. Like I'm sorry. And I'm like, he wouldn't take no for an answer. So he ended up, he went and told our teacher on me, and he told me, and I just remember I started like bawling because I never got a referral. I never know what it was like.
It's always the parents' reaction is how you're
right. Well, the best thing is my teacher made me call my parents. And that remember how like some of them had like the little closet in between the classrooms that connected. Yeah, I had to go in there and I had to call my mom.
Oh my god.
Let her know that. At first, I won't lie. I tried lying. I said, "Oh no, I was trying to hit him in the leg and I missed."
Yeah.
I'm a teenage adolescent. I'm gonna go right for the jewels. Mm-hmm. and I got a referral and sucked. I served I served an in-school, like a lunch, an in-school like suspension for lunch.
Yeah.
Kind of sucked. It was boring. I don't know if you ever been inside that suspension room at Desert Harbor. It was probably like
in the office, in the front office.
Yeah, it was like
it's like a cubicle, like a little cube,
a chair,
and a chair and a desk.
It's just a white room.
White room, yeah. I was in there.
I was in there, and it was pretty lonely. But
sorry, I was in there a couple of times for banging the drums loudly.
Oh, okay. See, I think I was only in there twice. Yeah. I think because of that one incident. Mm-hmm. Kind of makes sense. One for each.
One for each jewel.
Yeah. But. Again, I feel bad. I shouldn't have done what I did, but again, we were just young. But
kids, man.
On top of that, like when it's come down to like anything that's been in trouble or like almost got me kicked off of something, there's only one incident. It was 8th grade. You'd already left. You'd gone to Oasis.
Yeah, I went back.
I made the football team finally after 2 years of trying, and this one kid, dude, he was just being obnoxious. He was calling me like all sorts of names and stuff. And I'm not the guy that's gonna back down. Like I'll tell you, like keep saying it, but that's like me.
Especially saying 8th grade. Now you're about to go to high school. Like you're starting to stand up for yourself. So like, I was telling him like how our principal took it was I was kind of instigating it, but I was like I was instigating in a way of like trying to make him realize to stop. Mm-hmm. He didn't stop. So what ended up happening is I picked him up and just dropped him straight to the ground. That's what it gets.
And I held him there. I wasn't throwing any fists. He was trying to move my hand away from his shirt so he could get up and do something about it. He ended up doing it, but then I think I just shoved him. He went right back to the ground. And one of our coaches saw what happened, sent both of us to the front, explained my side of the story as compared to his side of the story. Luckily, shout out my parents. They were really cool with the principal, so it's not like I was getting a free ticket, but she believed what I was saying as compared to the other dude. I ended up having to serve a game suspension. He ended up getting thrown off the team.
Okay. But well, at least you get to stay on the team.
Yeah, I ended up staying on the team, luckily, for something. I mean, I could have just walked away from him. Looking back, I could have just been like, all right, bud, like, whatever. But
that's what he gets, though.
I kind of had to pick him up and drop him, so.
Hey, fun fact, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, getting kicked off of teams and stuff, you want to know how long my school basketball career lasted between elementary school and high school? You want to take a guess?
Like 5 hours?
45 seconds.
Oh my God.
Yep. I played 45 seconds of a game in 7th grade at the first game of the year, and then by the second game is when I got kicked off the team.
Damn.
And then I didn't make it at 8th grade, which was ridiculous.
Damn.
And then I didn't make any teams in high school. 45 seconds.
That's insane.
I was always, obviously, I was always small. I'm still short, but.
Well, you're short for like in terms of what people are like.
Yeah, exactly.
Saying, but I think you did the number like you're an inch under the average.
Yeah, so like.
It's not really that short.
But I was always small growing up, so I genuinely believe that's a reason that I didn't make a lot of teams growing up, because I know for a fact that I was one of the most athletic kids I knew. I was one of the most skillful kids I knew in many
Right.
different aspects. And there were a lot of times where I just didn't get credit for it. Like I don't know if you remember the basketball team at Desert Harbor, they would grade it. They would grade you during tryouts, like on a point system. And I got the highest points out of everybody. So I made the team, obviously. But then I played 45 seconds first game. And, I mean, I don't doubt that, like, only reason I was put on those teams was because my mom was a teacher there.
Right.
And I hate that. Like, if you don't think I'm good enough to make the team, I don't want a pity party. Like,
Right.
stop.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need that.
I feel you.
And I can tell you right now that my mom wouldn't play that either. Like, my mom's not gonna go, complain to the principal that her son didn't get put on the team. Like, she's not like that at all.
Right.
That would never happen. So, but yeah, 45 seconds is how long my basketball career ended in school. So,
I mean,
yeah,
could have been shorter.
it could have been. It could have been zero.
It could have been. Yeah, see, because, I mean, for me, like, the only thing that kind of discredited me was, I was a little more on the heavier side. Not trying to pull Uncle Rico, but, I could sling a football growing
You
up.
throw it over their mountains
I
right
throw
there.
it over the mountains over there.
Could have been the
Not
NFL.
saying, yeah, well, I don't know about that far, but, like, I played enough quarterbacking growing up with, like, team-based football.
Yeah.
Where it was kind of something I wanted to do, but because of my size, they were like, how about a lineman? Dude, freshman year, when I was just doing the freshman thing for Sunrise,
Yeah.
me being a lineman was like putting you on the line. It just wouldn't make sense. So I tried for another position, and at that point, they were like, all right, well, we'll let you come to the skilled practices. Our safety didn't even show up for skilled, so I jumped in there. Dude, I had my knockdowns, bro. I almost had my picks.
Yeah.
Still way too big to play the position. So
Yeah.
I understand that,
Sucks.
it sucks sometimes appearance comes into play. It's always going to be that you judge a book by its cover. But
Yeah, and that was what was unfortunate about a lot of the coaches I think I encountered in
But,
school.
I mean, in the end, though, you have a joke that you could tell people. You went D1 football, bro.
I did. I was on a
Actually,
D1.
you went professional for a little bit.
Yeah, I was a part of a D1 football team for 3 seasons.
Yeah, and you were part of a professional team for
and
an
I
offseason.
was in the NFL for about a month.
Yeah, see, just like I joked with my parents, bro. I went D1.
I made it to the league. I don't know what you're talking about. I made it to the league.
Look at you driving in a new Honda, bro. I'm driving in a new Honda.
And it's actually kind of funny, though. Something I remember is Gray. Do you know Gray is the only person to ever come out of his high school to get a Division I football scholarship?
Is he really?
He don't play football. He's an equipment manager. But he told me that. He said he's the first person to ever come out of his high school to get a Division I football scholarship. Wow. Not as a player, but it's a Division I football scholarship.
Hey, bro, take it.
It works. Yeah.
It counts.
Yeah.
He's D1 in Scully. But
seriously. All right, bro. I think that's really all I got. I mean, I feel like we're kind of struggling for topics as well.
I wouldn't know if we were struggling, but definitely it's just because being off for a week.
Yeah.
Kind of we now have to pick certain things, but I feel like
we try to do it weekly, but like I said last week, we had a lot going on, and it's not we barely even like talked last week because we were so busy.
I was kind of dying.
Well, yeah, you were kind of dying. I was at work like 40 of the hours of the week,
right? So,
and you were sick. There was a game finally last week. Yeah, there was a lot going on, but tonight I had off. You had some time tonight, so we got together, did it.
Right.
So try to do it every week, but. Yeah, we'll figure it out. So I guess that's good for tonight. If you got anything else,
no, I think we chilling. I think we get right back on it after this week. See, make sure that we have everything that we need and keep these whoever 9 or 15. Yeah. Shout out to all these people.
Average 9 listeners
that
or
were
something
listening. Shout out to you guys. We're gonna try and find the stuff that keeps entertaining and we keep that whole positive vibe only. So
yes, sir. All right, well that's gonna do it for this one. That sounds like a sportscaster. It's going to do it for this one.
The final score.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it for today's episode of this week, I guess you could say. So, I guess join us next time.
All right. Please, bro.
Yeah, peace out.